You do anything special to avoid wrist injury? Not really. I mean, I use the handles of my chair, but that's about it. Oh, don't try ezreal. That's the one I wouldn't suggest you to try. Just play something that's like. To be fair, though, ezreal's kind of. Alright, so wait. If I feed all early game. Well, to be fair, the champions I was gonna suggest you aren't that much stronger early game, but I just feel like ezreal is actually a really hard champion to be good at. So I would suggest playing something else, which kind of just like auto attacks. Like Vayne is perfect, you know, because you just auto attack. That's all you do. You deal so much damage, but you're weaker early, so won't solve that issue. But I can imagine it's a lot to think about with ezreal. So many spells to use. But other than using the pads, I don't know. I just kind of had them disappear with it. Because I used to have a little bit of a tennis elbow back in 2017 when I was using, what is it called? Kinesio tape? I don't know what it's called, something like that. But after I started using the handles on my chair, it's been fine. You can't see them, but there's like this thing on the gaming chairs, which you put your arms on. I think they're called handles. Sorry, my English. Handles. Nope, they're not. Or maybe they are. But you get what I mean. I don't need to find the exact word. I have $3 from Kappa Slayer. Do you listen to any of the songs from Mellow? Nope. I didn't even know there was one. I haven't watched Swedish TV in ages, so I wouldn't know. Nico's banned, so I'm gonna go for everything then. Thanks for the resub, Amehli and Dice TDB. Appreciate it. Was the most kills in a pro game? Isn't it Scar or something? Back in the old days. Could be wrong though, but I'm pretty sure maybe it was Jensen actually with LeBlanc. I remember that was quite recently. Because I think I've never had more than 18, and I feel like they had more than 18. But I'm not sure. Armrest, yeah. Yeah, I think Lucian is a good champion to try, but he has a lot of spells as well, so before you get the combo right, it's gonna be hard to play him. That's kind of how I feel about ezreal as well, like you really need to get the combo down. But once you do, you're playing one of the better champions, I guess, in terms of the early game. I just personally find it a lot easier to play champions that get most of their damage from auto attacks rather than from their spells, because farming for late actually comes into play then, rather than you having to play good. I mean, you have to play good anyways, but it's a different kind of play good. With Vayne, for example, it's all about just choosing the fight rather than how you execute them, and with ezreal it's, for example, not about choosing the fight but rather how you execute them, so it's a little bit of a difference. Secondary rune for Tristana. I'd probably still go this on Tristana, but it feels so bad. I don't know, maybe there's something better that you can do, but I don't think you'd go domination on her, so maybe you'd actually go like this for the early game. and then just build like triple dagger BF, and then once you get your boots, you can finish your tier 2s. That could be something. Because I think this one is really useless, so you don't go this one in any case. So I'd probably say inspiration or sorcery. Maybe sorcery actually, but I think most people would just go inspiration anyways, even though you really want the tier 2 boots, because sorcery is so bad. And it's like your champion is good anyways late game, so you don't need the Gathering Storm to push you over the edge, you know. I feel like Gathering Storm is like a rune you don't want to take on a lot of champions, but the champions you do want to take it on is champions that don't need it, you know, like at Tristana, for example, because you have nothing better to take, so you probably end up taking Gathering Storm like this. But once you reach the late game with Tristana, people are dying anyways. You don't need the Gathering Storm to make the difference. So maybe what most people will do these days is that they'll go boots and cookies, because that's the most gold efficient secondary page to take, so that you can get to the late game. And then once you get to the late game, regardless of you having absolute focus and Gathering Storm, people are dying. So I wouldn't be surprised if people are running like this page on Tristana. I also saw Teddy, I think it was, running tempo. I personally don't really like tempo, but it's fine, you know, it's okay. Top 3 champs in solo queue / competitive. I think a lot of things could be played right now, so you can just play whatever you prefer yourself. Like for example, some people really like Kalista right now, which is not something I would play as much. Some people really like Lucian, which is also something I wouldn't play as much. And then there's Kai'Sa, there's Vayne, there's Ezreal, Tristana, Sivir, Syra Khan. Sneaky even played some quirky, people are playing off meta champions, like I saw Piglet on Aurelia. There's Yasuo bot lane, Jace, like there's so many things you can play, so I think you can just take whatever you prefer yourself, but... What? That Q. But I would say the early game ones are the best ones, myself. Or like somewhat early game ones. Early game spike ones, like blade users. Rather than something like Tristana or Sivir where you need so many items to get lane. Nah, it wouldn't do anything. But to be fair, Morgana is fucking useless if you have cleanse. Like she doesn't do anything if you play with cleanse. So maybe I should. It's kind of like Galio, you know. If you have cleanse, it doesn't do anything, and I feel like it might be the same versus Morgana. So maybe it's worth a shot the next time I get the chance to play against it. But whatever. I had a couple of good games, couple of bad games. It's nothing out of the ordinary.